Yes, good morning everyone to the podcast episode of the Honest Eurovision Talk Podcast with your favorite gay host or Eurovision gay auntie, whatever you want to call me, Henrik Larsson from Sweden. It is almost 7 in the morning. It is Saturday. It is August 16, and it is a very nice sunshine morning out here. I was planning to do the episode yesterday, but when I came home from work and I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood to do that podcast episode today. So I was like, you know what, I do it today. I have other stuff to do later on, so I'll be like, yeah, let's begin with the podcast episode because we have some stuff to talk about today. But before we continue on, if you like this podcast, if you like this channel, please subscribe and add this YouTube channel and Spotify on your playlist so you don't miss the new episodes coming out. I know I have not figured out a time schedule when I will release new episodes. I have to work on that, but until we deep dive into Eurovision and maybe Intervision, I have to figure out a timeline, a schedule, and all of that. But before we begin talking about the major news, I'm gonna say congratulations to Zoe Clarus from France, who was the winner of Eurovision 2023. She has been named one of Time Magazine's 2025 Girls of the Year for using her music and voice to fight bullying worldwide. So, I'm gonna say that's some major news that she has been named Time Magazine's Girls of the Year for anti-bullying advocacy and music. And they wrote, for someone whose latest single is titled Invincible, Zoe Clarus 2015 is anything but. She writes about bullying in her songs and actively campaigns against it as the youngest ambassador for the Non-Violence Project. I'm gonna say good for you, girl. I'm gonna say well done. For 15 years old and be recognized by Time Magazine, that's a major thing. So, And speaking of Eurovision, we have now also the fact that Serbia will not compete in Eurovision, as confirmed by their RTS entertainment program director Sandra Perovic due to financial reason. I'm gonna say, here's the thing, Eurovision, I think never will reach the level of Eurovision. I think many countries just focus on one. Sweden has not been in Eurovision, what is it, like for 10 years or something. We were a part of Eurovision. I grew up watching Eurovision when I was like 14. Yes, I'm old, but I think I don't know how long Eurovision will exist, but so Serbia will not compete in Eurovision this year because of financial reason. And I'm gonna say, if you can't compete, don't compete. And and then we have the thing with the timeline for then we have the timeline for Eurovision 2026. The timeline that apparently disappeared, but we can take it again, or deleted the timeline video apparently from social media. But the timeline we had was the fact that participating countries will be revealed in September, I guess, for the deadline. But people are saying that some countries will delay the results of how they will do it, and I guess they have something to do with the fact that they're gonna have the Eurovision General Assembly meeting later on this year to see if or if not Israel will compete. That's my guess. The ticket sale will be in December, but like I said from previous years, there will be those ticket sale waves. They're gonna put out some tickets and then next one. Allocation draw and host city handover in January, but we're gonna know the host city in a few days. So postcard filming starts in February and the stage construction will begin in April. So that's some tea about what's going on in the Eurovision world. But let's head over to some other news. because as always, Eurovision season maybe not going to be going on, but we always have something to talk about. And one of the biggest stories within the last week was the fact that I actually recognize it because I follow several Eurovision content creators on Instagram, and I was like, wait, that video, where did it go? And it's the fact the video that Eurovision's own Instagram removed. It is when they post with the last 3 years representative, and Eurovision's Instagram deleted Israel's due to negative comments. And I've seen the people re-upload it, I talked about it, but we have people speaking out against it because, like I said, this is a 50-50 thing. I think 50% approves it because many people want Israel to be out of the competition. I have my opinions about that, but then you have 50% that are against removing the video and wants Israel to be in the competition because they think Israel deserves it. But Imri Siv, the representation of Israel from 2017. The singer who was Israel's representative from 2017 has spoken out, and according to EurovisionFan.com, the removal of the video from Eurovision's official social media accounts, which shows moment with the Israeli flag and the appearances by the country's recent representative, sparked a fresh wave of reactions. Comments, debates, and political jabs flooded to social media while the discussion of Israel's participation 2026 reignited. While the official page remains silent, I'm gonna say that's the thing. I think if Eurovision wants us to believe that they are not partisan, that actually they don't take any side, they will actually just shut down the comments on that video for Israel and just keep it moving. But they showed us they listen to the fans, they listen to the people who want Israel out and remove the video. Well done. Not. Anyway, Imri decided to speak up, who is the singer from 2017 who carried his country's flag onto the Eurovision stage, finishing 23rd with the song I Feel Alive. Oh, I remember that song. I think that song was not bad, but it was like I didn't feel anything. He reacted immediately with his own Instagram post. He re-uploaded the removed content like several others did and accompanied it with a punchy message. I may not have millions of followers, but I have a voice. We are here, we are strong, we are not going anywhere. Okay, and with humor and determination and unfiltered confidence, Imri turns his personal platform into a loudspeaker for Israel's presence at the contest. At the time when EU has yet to take a stance on Israel's participation hangs in the balance, his energy serves as a reminder that Eurovision is not only about political rules, it's also about the voices that refuse to be silenced, which is actually very true. And I think for me, I still have problems. I don't know, not problems. I find it very, very, talking about Israel at this moment right now feels so tricky. You don't know how you want to talk about it because you don't want to offend so many people. But at the same time, Israel has been in the competition for 50 years. Yes, it is almost, I think it is like, didn't they enter in 73? So they haven't been in the contest for almost 50 years, with some wins, and they have given us some classics and all of that. But the thing is that with Israel, it is a controversial country with the last 2 years in mind. But the thing is that if that was the case, several countries would never be allowed to come back to Eurovision at all. Because if you think about, I know this is going to sound so political, I'm sorry, but the thing is that then why was Russia allowed to compete until 2022 when they have invaded 2 sovereign countries before that, with Georgia and then with Ukraine in 2008, and then with Georgia in 2008, and then Ukraine in 2014 with Crimea, and then they invaded the whole country in 2022. So sometimes it feels like there's a little bit weird double standard that several other countries have done some similar things, but no one speaks out about it. And the thing is that with the ongoing conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia, when Azerbaijan has been the aggressor, no one has said a word. I think I've seen one maybe talked about it. I think it is the content creator Nush. I think she said that she will not talk about Azerbaijan from that day onward because, I don't know, about personal reasons, I guess. But I think it feels like, yeah, we have a big ongoing conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and no one speaks out, no one says a word. But Israel is in a huge conflict between their neighbor Gaza, and everyone has a problem. So it feels like there's sometimes a double standard that other countries can do wars, do conflicts, no one speaks out about it. Israel does one thing and everyone has a problem. I know it is a little bit too political, it is a little bit too confusing to talk about in this so early in the morning, but I just wanna say it. But let's talk Melfest. We got our first news about Melodifestivalen for 2026, and it all began yesterday. And according to, again, from EurovisionFan.com, Sweden has officially set the stage for its journey of Eurovision 2026 as the national broadcaster, SVT, has released the full rules for Melodifestivalen and confirmed the key dates for song submission. We don't have this. I guess we will see the city, the host cities, and where the finale will go very soon. We have, like always, we will see the 5 cities that will host the semifinals, and then we have the finale. I guess that is still in Strawberry Arena in Stockholm. I hate that name. Can we just rename it to Friends Arena, because everyone says Friends Arena to this day, even me. Let's see, the entry window will open on August 18th, so in 2 days, and close on September 12th, with 30 songs ultimately competing for a chance to represent one of Eurovision's most successful nations. Hey, I feel so honored. The 2026 edition of Melodifestivalen will once again feature extended format running from February to March, like always. 5 heats are planned with 6 competing entries, from which qualifiers will earn their spot in the grand finale. A total of 12 songs will reach the final stage, where the winner will be determined through a combination of international jury votes and Swedish public. The winner will represent Sweden in Eurovision 2026, hosted in Austria. Speaking about the vision of the upcoming season, project manager Anders Witzbacka stated, "We in Melodifestivalen production always wants to improve." Yeah, because they get criticism basically every year. "We keep the production power that has made the contest so strong, but we complement it with insight into what works today's musical and digital landscape." So let's see, let's scroll down. The names of the competing artists and their songs and the songwriter teams are expected to be unveiled between November and December. And in recent years, Melodifestivalen has been a mix of established Eurovision alumni and new hopeful. Last year saw Eurovision winner like they said, last year we saw Måns Zelmerlöw coming back, and then John Ludwig, Clara Hammarström, and Dolly Style, and we shall see what happens. Since the early 2000s, Melodifestivalen has become one of the most popular and respected national selection in the Eurovision world. I'm gonna say, I think it wasn't up until 2002. Eurovision in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was struggling. But anyway, last year they had 2,794 entries. But we have to talk about, let's see, I have to go into Aftonbladet. Let's see here, we have to talk about the fact there have been some changes. there have been some changes to Melfest this year because where is that news? Let's see. Let's scroll here. Scroll. I saw somewhere they're gonna have some changes. But anyway, I'm gonna take a quick pause to find the article and I'll be right back. Yes, and let's wrap this podcast episode up by saying that, the thing is that the new thing with Melfest this year that is coming up in 2026, it is how they select the songs. We are still gonna have 30 entries still, but the thing is that what is gonna be new next year is the song selection, because previously years we had a jury has more power in the decision making how to select the songs. But next year, the SVT will take over the power to decide which of the 30 songs will compete. The jury is gonna be there for like a suggestion and input function, even if that it is the fact that SVT will decide in the end which songs that will still compete. And SVT has picked out mainly a 4-people group by Karin Gunnarsson, Victor Berglund, and the producers Lotta Furebeck and Daniel Edvardsson, and these will put together the running order and decide which songs they're gonna be, which songs is gonna be in the contest. And Anders Wisbacka, the Melodifestivalen's production leader, has saying that the changes is the fact that the big juries that we had before will not have the same power as before. So it is a four people group from SVT that will have the more decision making power in the selected 30 songs that will compete. Sure, I guess there is some consequences, because they might have, those 4 people might pick their favorite artists, relatives, friends, and yalla, but I don't know. We shall see what happens. In the end, if this method fails, well, it is back to the drawing board for Eurovision 2027. So, hey, if this fails, then okay. But anyway, that is the big change for Melfest. I cannot wait to see which cities will host it, actually, because we know it's going to be Stockholm, Gothenburg, and Malmö, obviously, I guess. But Melfest has not been in Örebro, where I live, for 15 years. No, 10 years. They have not been here for 10 years. So maybe come to Örebro or someone else. But anywho, thank you for watching for this morning, and I hope everyone has a nice morning. We talk later. Bye!